up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to my man,
Miguel Ramirez. What's happening, babe?
What's up, everybody?
Man, it's some crazy times.
It is. I'm nervous.
Are you?
I'm nervous, and it's hard not to be fearful.
Yeah.
At this time. Like, I try not to be, but then when it's starting to hit home, it's scary and it's very sad. Like, emotionally, it's affecting me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big crybaby.
On the plus side, it's kind of nice to be home and be with the kids and be with you.
Yeah.
Like, we're spending more time together.
Yes. I'm so glad.
Which is cool.
I'm so glad that I like you. No.
Imagine if we didn't like each other.
That
Holy
would be
shit.
Torture.
Stuck
stuck with somebody that you don't even like.
That'd be crazy.
Ooh. I hope you all are mending your marriages with all the time that you have together.
You have an opportunity.
A huge opportunity to get to know your significant other again. Because I think that with life, we get so caught up that we forget who we're married to. So this is your opportunity to fall back in love.
Yeah. Or whatever. You got to watch it
I'm so glad that you're fixed.
Oh my God.
Because we'd be popping out a kid. Not
anyway, before we
fixed,
jump into
broken, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, some people say broken.
People are like, oh shit, we learned something new about Miguel. Snip, snip. Yeah. No.
Yep. I just go. Well, actually, right now, that's probably not a good thing to do. That.
So it's so funny. I read a post on Facebook, and it said, hold on, let me finish. Hold up. Geez. Wait a minute. Don't stop.
So we were supposed to do something at the beginning of this podcast, but obviously, go for it.
But this is so funny. So someone, I don't know who wrote it, but they said, in the past, I used to sneeze to hide my fart. Now I fart to hide my sneeze.
Yeah.
And that's pretty funny. Anyways, what were we supposed to do? Oh, yes. I know. But it's so heavy. Like,
whatever. Let's get it out of the way.
It's so heavy. And my people need to feel
Why are you making it so difficult?
Because I don't want to talk about it. Okay, go ahead.
God, man. You know what we got to do.
I know. So hurry up and do it.
Shit. Anyway.
Happy.
We just wanted to bring up some of the facts or like the new developments with this coronavirus and what's going on. We'll make it short, make it brief, and then we'll move on to the rest of the podcast. So, let's see. So in the U.S., there's more than 30 million kids that are out of school right now because schools, obviously, like you guys know, have been canceled. So kids are out of school. They're doing clinical trials for the vaccine, and it could take up to 18 months for a vaccine to be approved. Now, this stuff that I'm telling you, I got that from the NBC Nightly News. Europe and Canada have closed their borders, so they're not letting people travel between countries. Italy is, you just saw something about Italy.
Yes, they actually just called the military.
Italy called you?
Didn't call me. They called in.
The Italian military called you?
They called for troops to enforce the shutdown because
the quarantine.
Yes, because a lot of people weren't taking it serious. So
yeah, and so there was something that I got off of the World Health Organization. There was in the last week something came out about ibuprofen. There's a lot of people that were saying that ibuprofen it compounded the effects of the coronavirus. Like if you took ibuprofen, it made your symptoms even worse. Mm-hmm. And the World Health Organization has said that there is no evidence that supports any of that. So you can look at, that was released on the World Health Organization's Twitter page. So because fever being one of the symptoms of the coronavirus, people are taking ibuprofen and Tylenol to lower the symptom or to reduce their fever.
Yes.
And people were saying that. So I guess, start following the World Health Organization's Twitter page to get information about what's going on, and the CDC. So in the U.S., as of yesterday, we're recording this on Saturday on the 21st. As of the 20th of March, there have been 15,219 cases in the U.S. There's been 201 deaths, and the rate has actually reduced to 1.3%.
But the numbers have doubled, right?
So the numbers have gone up. They've gone up quite a... I mean, last week when we had the podcast, I think we were at 1,500. We went from 1,500 to 15,000.
What? In a week?
In a week. Yes. We were at 1,500 and we were at like 40-something deaths last week. If you guys are interested, go back to the last podcast. You can hear what we talked about there.
Or you can look up the numbers. Don't they show
or you
the
can
previous?
look up the numbers. Yeah, I'm sure it's around somewhere. But this I'm getting from the CDC's website. And the World Health Organization, as of today, as of March 21st, there's 266,073 cases worldwide. So 266,000. There's been 11,184 deaths. So in the world, the death rate is at 4.2%.
Yeah.
And in the last 24 hours, there have been 32,000 new cases reported in the world. And there was 1,344 deaths in 24 hours in the last 24 in the world. So that's from the World Health Organization. And so that's pretty much
really
what
quick,
it is.
There was a gentleman who wrote an article, and I didn't take notes. I got to look it back up, but he was quarantined. Him and his family were quarantined in China.
Yeah.
For 14 days, and they were. He said that when he came back to the U.S., that he felt safer in China than here when he arrived to the U.S. because China was taking this totally serious. They shut everything down.
Yeah.
Everyone was wearing a mask and they were working together. He said that if someone were to be out with no mask, like that was totally frowned upon.
Yeah, they would say something.
Any visiting, anything whatsoever, people were stepping up and taking full responsibility.
Yep.
And I think here we're very laid back.
Or some people are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people are very laid back.
True.
Yep.
And
that's what caused, that's what he said, just the spread of it. Yeah. Not taking it serious.
And real quick, one thing before we move on to other things, one thing that we're trying to do on this podcast is we were working on it for today. It just didn't work out. But we're trying to get an interview with somebody that has the coronavirus that we can talk to just so that we can ask them some questions about if they know how they got it, how they felt, how long did it last, just, I don't know, things that people might be interested in. So if the opportunity to interview somebody happens before the next podcast, then we may just release it as a video by itself on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. So make sure you guys follow what we're doing and share it with people that you know. But that is what we're working on right now, is trying to get a person or a couple people that have had the coronavirus or that are going through it right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, on to happier stuff.
Women. My cousin posted something.
Yeah.
I got to make you guys feel good, okay? I'm the feel good. He's the make you cry.
Since
make
when?
You cry, make you angry. No.
You're the one always
then I'll
crying.
Make you feel good again. You come with the bad news, I come with the good news, the fluffy news, makes you feel so good news.
You're right.
Okay? So, this is funny. So my cousin Teresa wrote on a post on Facebook, and it says, women now looking over at their boyfriends wondering, or their husbands, if that fool can hunt, make a fire, or fight. And now you are second guessing them skinny jeans. I'm so glad.
For real.
You have never wore skinny jeans. And you know what? I feel quite safe with you.
Do you?
I do.
Aww.
Especially with all the guns we have. No.
Shut up, babe. What the hell?
I'm just kidding. We don't have any. I'm just kidding.
Why are you putting our business in the streets?
But I do. I know that you would kick some ass, your jiu-jitsu white belt. Like
I put these 2 stripes on a motherfucker.
I feel safe with you, baby. Can you make a fire?
I'll figure it out.
You better YouTube that shit right now.
We got lighters for your candles.
Got lighters.
Right?
And when we run out, then what?
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
I don't know either.
I'll hold somebody that can make a fire at gunpoint. I'll be like, make me that fire.
Okay, so I'm going to take over this podcast today.
Oh, Jesus.
And I want to read something, okay? And I'm going to try not to cry because this is very emotional for me.
Is it Corona related?
Yes.
Okay.
It is, okay? So it says, there is so much fear, and perhaps rightfully so, about the COVID-19. And what if we subscribe to the philosophy that life is always working out for us, that there is an intelligence far greater than the humans at work, that all is interconnected? What if the virus is here to help us, to reset, to remember what is truly important, reconnecting with family and community, reducing travel so that the environment, the skies, the air, our lungs all get a break? Parts of China are seeing blue sky and clouds for the first time in forever, with the factories being shut down.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Working from home, rather commuting to work, less pollution, more personal time. Reconnecting with family as there is more time at home. An invitation to turn inwards, a deep meditation, rather than the usual extrovert going out to self-soothe. To reconnect with self, what is really important to me, a reset economically. The working poor, the lack of healthcare access for over 30 million in the U.S., the need for paid sick leave. How hard does one need to work to be able to live, to have a life outside of work? And washing our hands, how did that become a new thing that we needed to remember?
Yeah.
But yes, we did. The presence of grace for all. There is a shift underway in our society. What if it is one that is favorable for us? What if the virus is an ally in our evolution, in our remembrance of what it means to be connected, humane, living a simpler life, to be less impactful, more kind to our environment? An offering from my heart this morning, offered as another perspective, another way of relating to this virus, this unfolding, this evolution. It was time for a change. We all knew that. And change has arrived. What if? And how do you pronounce his name? I wish I would have wrote that, but I didn't.
Let me see. How do you say that?
Gurpreet.
Gill.
Really, babe?
That's how you say it.
But I was reading this and it just made me cry.
Yeah.
Like, it's beautiful. And I did share it on Facebook.
Or what if it's a virus that's running through stuff and it's whatever,
Shut up, Miguel.
Anyway.
See?
That's why
I'm here to make you guys feel good. And he's like, and what if it's just a virus too?
And that's why I'm here, to knock you down a peg when you start floating off in the clouds.
Yeah, but you won't get in this.
Real quick. One thing that we were talking about, it's so hard not to talk about what's happening. It's crazy. But you were talking about in the room when we were upstairs about how to talk to the kids. Yes. Like, how do we talk to the kids about what's going on? And my mom, thank you, Mom, actually sent me an email, which I'm going to take this email that she sent me and I'm going to post it in our group. And I'll post it on our page. I'll probably post it on my personal page. You'll probably share it too. Okay. But it's an article from her work written by a doctor. And it's COVID-19 Psychological Care Kids Edition. So it's about the kids.
Yeah.
And I'll just go over the important parts. There's detailed information in here. But it says, give them accurate information in a calm way. So you want to make sure, like we talked about before, that you're getting the information from the right place, from the Opposites Attract podcast only. Come here, get your information, and then give it to your kids.
Share.
No, but definitely get it from the CDC, the World Health Organization. And I think the most important part of that is in a calm way.
Yes.
Because we as parents have to understand that we are the leaders of the household. And if you are freaking out, you're going to freak your kids out.
Right.
So you got to be chill.
Keep it together.
I mean, as much as there's part of I think there's a video. There's definitely a video on YouTube. You guys can look it up, from Jocko Willink. It's called Normal Face. And it's just the face that he has.
This is my normal face.
It's funny because
what's your normal? There you go.
Normal face.
Normal face.
No,
but make your little thing. That's your normal.
My normal face is my angry face.
Yes.
But no, so like he's got a video where whether he's like super excited, it's like normal. Like, this is how he looks when he's excited, and it's his normal face. This is how he looks when he's sad, normal face. When he's angry, normal face. So especially in a time like this, when shit is getting crazy, around your kids, you got to maintain some kind of normal face. Like, don't freak out. Don't freak everybody else out. Find out what's going on, because if a time comes to actually need to freak out, they need to understand that something's going down. We need to act.
Sense. When did you receive this?
I got this a couple days ago.
What? And I was upstairs talking to you about, like, how are we going to talk to the kids about this without putting fear in them?
I hadn't gone through it. Number 2 is turn off the news, except for the Opposites Attract podcast. It says it right here.
This is not
if you guys
news.
can read it,
podcast.
it says
this
to
get
turn off the news. In parentheses, it says except anyway. The Opposites Attract podcast. So get your information here. No, I'll post this later. Create a new normal and a new routine. I mean, if you think about it, kids have a routine that they get up, they brush their teeth, they go to school, they come home, they do homework, they go play, they go do sports, right now, the routines are all out the window.
Yeah.
So
it's a free for all.
It is. So we have to create a new routine to start making this normal. This has to become normal, because what if this is what it is? We got to create a new routine to make this normal for the time being until we can get back to our old routine.
That makes sense.
Given that most kids will be doing school online for a time, create a school schedule and a free time schedule. You know, if you're working from home, you have to explain to kids, they have to understand that even though they see you home, you're working. Right. It's not like you're home and like you are when you're normally home. Time to play, time to hang out, time to, hey, Dad, can you do this? Hey, Mom, can you do this? It's like, no, we're working from home now.
Right.
Number 5, find kids free time. For kids, free time, help them focus on activities that are still possible. FaceTime with friends and family. Just things that they can still actually do. Create an exercise routine. We were just talking about this, running with the neighbor. It's so crazy because, I mean, the gym is closed at my work. Most gyms are closed now. I used to go to jiu-jitsu. Now we're doing
they say not even to exercise with anybody, like to go out on your own.
But now, I mean, you can still go hiking. You can still go ride a bike. You can, still go for a run. You can do push-ups, sit-ups, burpees, pull-ups at your house. So creating an exercise routine. Enlist them in giving back to their community. There's a lot of people that need help right now.
But you're not supposed to be socializing.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
And anyway, there's a couple other things, but I will post this on our group.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
But yeah, I think the keeping calm, keeping normal, and creating a routine, those are huge.
Yeah.
So, yep, just a little bit more information for you guys. Yeah, it's freaking crazy.
One other thing.
Truck
drivers.
Yeah.
Like they closed the restaurants, less bathrooms. The drive-thru is open, but a lot of these truck drivers drive what? Trucks.
Semis, yeah.
Yeah. And you've just been hearing about these truck drivers who are not allowed. They've been walking up to order their food and they've been denied.
You see, and it's so messed up because this is what this virus will give us somewhat of a wake-up call to have common sense again, because that is a policy for fast food places. They don't accept people that are walking up to order their food.
Right.
But people are so dumb, so stupid sometimes that they have zero common sense. It's the company policy, and that's what it is. They can't think for themselves. They can't understand that we have a fucking coronavirus epidemic happening and that truck drivers can't go inside to eat in their restaurant. They can't fucking drive their semis through the drive-thru. Serve them.
Right.
And it comes in the same vein that I've talked about before, about when you see that I'm clearly over 21, but you have to card me. People have zero common sense.
You know what? Next time that happens to you, don't wear any gel in your hair so they can see all your grays. Because you look young.
Yeah. Whatever. Thanks,
you look
babe.
like you should be sucking my boob.
Thank you.
I mean. You look young.
No, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's the same.
That's the
It's
law.
the same thing. You know what? It's their company policy. That's fucking stupid.
Okay, so back to the truck
Right?
drivers, okay? 99% of the things that we need right now come from a truck driver on a truck. And so I feel that we need to step it up as well. I mean, I don't know, man. If you see a truck driver pulled off to the side or whatever, trying to order food,
Get in your car and order the food for them. I don't know. I don't know. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
But people need to have some common sense. It's just jacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as far as we're talking about the truck drivers, we also, one thing that we got to understand is that for some people, their job doesn't change while this is happening.
Yeah.
You have police officers still out there that have to do what they have to do.
Yeah, I've seen a few giving tickets.
Well, let's not get into that because I don't want to start bashing. But, you know, if they get called on certain things, they still have to go. Nurses, paramedics.
Yes.
Firefight. If there's a fire in your house, guess what? You still need a firefighter.
Right.
Coronavirus, no coronavirus.
Right.
Right. Earlier this morning, I was talking to one of my friends that's in the military, and he was talking about going on a deployment 2 weeks from now, and they have a confirmed case of the coronavirus at his base.
Wow.
You know, so for some people, for the military, like
the stores, the cashier,
it changes
having
things.
to deal with crazy people right now,
and that has actually changed. Like
You
for
know?
grocery stores and Walmarts and people that like their lives have changed
they're
because
working
now
nonstop.
they're working 3 shifts in a row.
And they're putting their health at risk to be out there with all of us and serve us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. So
like times have changed.
It's crazy. And I was just telling somebody that if you just think back 3 weeks ago, our lives were normal.
Yeah.
Everything was normal.
Yeah.
And now things have changed so fast.
Right. Like
it's freaking nuts.
Like overnight.
But maintain,
you know?
Try to maintain that normal face.
You know,
that calm.
This is going to test everyone's character. You want to claim you're Christian? Act like one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like people's character, this is going to bring out their true character. Who are you really when times get tough? Who are you really?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you can be, when everything is good, that's not who you really are. You know what? That reminds me of it's weird because it reminds me of this podcast with Teddy Atlas. He's a famous boxing coach. He was Mike Tyson's boxing coach. And I had talked to you about it, how they asked him like how many fights he felt Mike Tyson had won. Mm-hmm. And he said 0. He said real fights, 0. He said because Mike Tyson would crush people, but whenever he would face adversity, it was different. Like he wouldn't come through. I don't know. Everybody knows Mike Tyson was an incredible fighter, but this is the time to show people who you really are. Right. If you're really about that life, like they say, right?
It's like, you know, in order.
I'm old as shit. If you're really about that life.
Oh, we got to talk about that. Remember that. We're old as shit. We got to talk about that.
Okay.
So it's like, listen, those of us that win have had many losses.
Yeah.
You know, like in order for you to win, you have to lose. You have to struggle. You have to fight.
Yeah.
You know, in order to feel that achievement.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because if everything's so easy, if you were just handed everything, how is that going to make you feel? You're winning, right? You're winning, meaning you got money. You know, you're doing
well.
How good do you feel about that? Just saying, for instance, okay, this is a good example. Oh my gosh, Larry Smith, Mr. Larry Smith, we're going to have him on the podcast via telephone, or we got to figure out what we're going to do about that. But reading his book and his struggles and challenges, I was reading the book this morning to my husband, to Miguel.
It's a great book.
Yes. And all the struggles.
Yeah.
Now, yes, he's very successful today. And
oh my God.
Feels
the things that he went through.
Yes. But he feels accomplished. He feels the win.
Yeah.
Now, what if you were handed
everything?
Inherited, millions.
Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about a few podcasts ago. It's like, show me a great man who's the son of a great man. It's like if you have everything handed to you and your life has been easy, it's tough.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, these times will
reveal a lot,
your true character.
Yep. You know, and one thing that, so when we were talking about getting this interview, so we've had a couple people that have said that, yes, I know somebody, or yes, we've, you know, our kid had it, or we've had it, or whatever. And we were, you know, asking questions back like, hey, is it a confirmed case? And they're like, well, we're still waiting for this and that. And then like when I'm going through looking up information about this stuff, like I want to make sure that I'm doing my best to get it from the right places.
Yeah, we want to make sure we bring you.
Another thing that I forgot to mention, I got this from the World Health Organization. I also found it on the Harvard Medical Publishing, and it was about the ibuprofen. I think, did I mention that already?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, but that, like, I looked at it from Harvard. Sorry. Yeah, I'm losing my mind.
Hey, were you drinking? What do you have in that coffee cup, boy?
Vodka.
What you got?
But
hey, don't be drinking all that.
But that,
because if we run out of our sanitized wipes, guess what works?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna sanitize from the inside out. So,
my God.
Anyway, but it's just kind of sad how, like, I was telling you, and I was telling the person that I was messaging, I was like, hey, can you, as soon as you find out that you have a confirmed case, let us know, and then we can do the interview. Yeah. I was like, because I do not want to be spreading misinformation.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'll let you guys know where I get the information from. Now, if you choose to listen to something that I said that I made up, that's your bad. You're going off of somebody's high school education. Now, if I say I got it from the World Health,
baby, you got some college, boy. What do you mean? You got a green belt.
I got a little bit.
You got a green belt.
But if I say we got it from the World Health Organization or the CDC, that's where I got it from. Or you can look it up. But it's just sad how I was telling you that we have at the moment like this podcast that is not, it's not a big thing. I mean, for us, it's big. For you guys that listen, we appreciate it, but it's not like this huge thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And it seems like we're more worried about making sure that we're putting out the right information than the actual media is. Like the media is out there trying to get stuff out as fast as possible to as many people as possible so that they can keep making money.
Yeah.
But here we are, our little podcast, we're like, hey, we want to make sure we're putting out the right stuff, which is a good thing, you know, because that's how people are getting information nowadays. And yeah, so and on the last video, I noticed when I was watching, I don't know if it was it was the Corona facts video that we put out last week. And it was funny because like 2 sentences or 2 words actually into the video.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like, look, you want to make sure you're getting this from a reputable source.
Yeah.
Don't be getting it from social media, which is where we're posting this.
Yeah.
You know, don't be getting it from social. Make sure you're getting it from a reputable source. Social media is not one, right?
Yeah.
So,
anyway. So I was in church right before
they shut it down.
Yeah, they shut it down. And Pastor Cal was talking about, I'm just name dropping, you know, like your struggle today will make you who you are tomorrow. And he had mentioned that a lot of us Christians, or a lot of Christians, when something bad happens, we blame it on the enemy. Yeah. What are you smiling about?
Well, you get your face in your phone.
Okay. I'm looking at them too. I got them. Shoot. And he said, in reality, the battle starts within our minds. You know?
Yeah.
And that just has to do with, you know, he was talking about not making, you know, the best decisions. You know, and because a lot of times we cause our own situations. You know, like if we're in a car accident and we're texting, or we're not focused, we're not paying attention, and we get into a major car accident.
Most things are brought upon ourselves.
Yeah, by, you know, the decisions we make, or just, you know.
Yeah.
And not only that, but a lot of times we create the situation to be worse than what it actually is in our minds.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I've said it before on the podcast. Like, I feel when people ask me, do you believe in heaven? Do you believe in hell? And I feel that we create our own heaven or our own hell.
Yeah.
In our minds. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you understand?
Yeah,
by the things that we tell ourselves and
the way you see things
and what you focus on.
I'm sure a lot of people see this as hell right now, but it could be a matter of perspective, just the way you look at it. I mean, like we said, you have the opportunity to hang out with your kids, to be with your spouse. You just got to be careful, you know?
The other day, Miguel and we were having dinner, and it's so funny because we've been together for so long that we can read each other's looks.
Yeah.
Or gestures, or I know what you're going to say before you even say it, you know?
Yeah.
And we were having dinner, and we both looked at our daughter, and it looked like we both were going to cry because we just looking at her, and she was talking, she was sharing a story with us or something that had happened.
Yeah.
And you see such pure innocence, and I'm going to make myself cry right now. Like, you just see, why do you look at me a lot? Because I use my hands a lot to talk?
No.
Because I do.
You do.
But
that's fine.
Deal with it. No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So we're looking at her, and you could just feel and see just how innocent she is.
Yeah.
But then you look at her in another
way, you can see that she's growing.
Oh my God.
She's getting big, and there's no way to undo it.
No, like her facial expressions, and she looks more like a young lady.
Yeah. She's she's closer to being a young lady. Not my
baby girl. She'll always be my baby girl.
She's closer to being a young lady than being a baby. You know?
But this is the thing, like,
sad.
You guys taking this time right now to connect with your children and your significant other, like really just having those conversations and playing games with them and talking to them and seeing how they feel about what's going on right now, maybe what they can do to make things better.
Yeah.
But so after we're looking at our daughter, and I look at him, and we're just like we're thinking the same thing. And then we go to my son, and it's the same. Like, he starts talking because my daughter's talking,
little.
And
he's still little, but
I know,
but he's growing.
Seeing his innocence and just
it's really cool.
He's full of love and just it's amazing. It's just,
you know what?
amazing.
That's a good thing. Just take a little time, especially now that you have your kids around the house. Just watch them. Just watch them a little bit. See and
how they talk to each other and how they respond to certain things, and just. It's really cool.
Some of you might be like, wow, this is great. And others might be like,
what the
damn,
hell?
we fucked up. this kid's a mess. But, no judging, whatever. But man. So speaking of Audrey, the other day she had a bottle of water or something in her bedroom, and she had knocked it over, and
she's such a mess,
I'm looking for her.
She's a beautiful mess.
Or I'm looking for her and her brother. They're both hanging out in her room. And I walk into the room, and I step in a puddle of water on the carpet. And I'm like, what the hell is this?
Did the dog pee? No.
Well, yeah. I'm like, what? Why? I was like, why is my foot wet? And she's like, oh, I spilled my bottled water in the room. And I'm like, and you're just going to leave it? You're not going to clean it up? I was like, clean up the water. And she gets up and walks into the bathroom and starts fucking unrolling toilet paper to soak up the water. What? And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? I was like, don't you understand? People are getting stabbed for toilet paper, and you're just going to soak up water on the carpet with it?
What?
I was like, go get a towel.
My beautiful mess.
I'm like, what the hell?
I'm telling you, she's our beautiful mess. By the way, well, not that, we're going to have visitors, but, we could charge for maybe...
We put a machine where you got to unlock the toilet paper.
Oh, man.
Holy crap.
So one of my friends, they had sent them off. They work for a pretty big business, a pretty big company. And, they got to work from home. So they got to take home all, their computers and everything that they needed.
Yeah.
And they ended up in a meeting. And in that meeting, they were talking about, because they were now going to completely shut down. They were asking the janitors to lock up the toilet paper and everything else. But hey, you can take the computers, but lock up the toilet paper.
You can. So this is what it was, is that normally to be able to take equipment out of the facility, you have to sign like waivers or you have to let your manager know. And they're like, look, we don't have to follow that process. Just email your manager, let them know what you're taking home, and you can take it.
Yeah.
And people are walking out of this place with monitors, with all kinds of shit. And security's like, all right, you guys can go. But they're like, we need to lock up that toilet paper. They're telling the janitor, lock up the toilet paper because people are going to steal that. So you can take all the monitors you want. You just can't take any of the toilet paper home.
Well, I'm thankful that we have trees in the backyard, because if it comes down to it, we could just take a few leaves and stock up our bathrooms with some leaves and do what the dogs do.
Hell, you can clean me and I can clean you, I guess. That's super gross.
That's not what I mean, babe. They rub their butt on the carpet.
Oh. I thought you were trying
to. For you guys that are not, that are not watching, you might want to, because I was just like.
I thought you were trying to clean my mud whistle.
And yuck. It's gross. Really?
Yeah, you brought it up.
Get a water bottle, you guys.
Hey, how about...
Might even feel good.
There's a fucking shower right next to the toilet.
Yeah, how about that?
How about that?
How about that?
Anyway, so...
Good stuff.
Freaking crazy. So anyway, we went to court. We forgot to... We haven't had... With everything that happened, we didn't get a chance to talk about this before. So we ended up going to court, and things worked out. I had to go to court for child support, and things worked out the way they should have worked out.
Yes.
But one thing that we were talking about was, there on this podcast, we talk about a lot of things that we've talked about. Have you noticed that?
No.
But anyway, so we were on our way to court, and it's kind of messed up. It's kind of sad, because we're thinking that hopefully things go the way they should.
Yeah.
In
like
court.
We would
hopefully
receive justice.
Hopefully we don't get screwed.
Right.
And it's messed up because I think most people, when they go to court,
that's how they feel.
Have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I hope I don't get screwed when I go to court. Which, you're going to court. Like, that's where justice is served.
Right.
It's messed up that is the feeling that you have when you go. That tells you that there's a problem.
Yeah. Or
there's
when
a problem with the system. Same exact thing. When you're getting pulled over by a police officer and you're a law-abiding citizen and you feel like, oh my God, what if he finds something?
Well, if
what
you're a law-abiding citizen, why would you be getting pulled over?
Okay. I mean, I'm saying like speeding or running a stop sign. Like, you didn't do anything crazy.
Well, though, you got to think about it, because if you run a stop sign, okay, so
you're going to act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
And there's another car. I'm just saying, because there's someone thinking right now, being like, Miguel, you freaking ran a stop sign. Somebody could be in the side, crossing the street, or another car. So I'm just playing devil's advocate. But I know what you're saying.
The bottom line is that a lot of people get pulled over and they feel like, holy shit, what is he going to ticket me for? What is he going to find? What and you shouldn't, like, they're supposed to be serving the people. You shouldn't get a bad feeling when a police officer comes up to you, especially when you are a law-abiding citizen. You're not a criminal. You shouldn't have that feeling. Just like when you go to court, you shouldn't have the feeling like, man, I hope I don't get screwed.
Right.
That's jacked up.
Yeah.
But thankfully, things went well. What happened was supposed to happen. What was supposed to happen happened. So we're happy for that.
Good stuff. Alrighty.
So
I miss my mom. I haven't been able to see my mom. I'm nervous, because, her and Alex and, they're up there, and they say some of us could be a ticking time bomb. And so anyways, let's get over that. Let's not talk about that anymore. Let's be people of faith and not fear. How about that?
I guess.
Yeah. The sun will come out tomorrow. What? Hello, babe.
That's what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna mute your ass from time to time.
Hater.
I'm gonna show you who's in control here.
Oh, come on. Okay, you can show me.
You see that? You see how that works? What's up? So it's only Miguel on the Opposites Attract podcast this week. No, I'm just kidding.
But after the podcast,
I know. Next week I'm gonna have a black eye. Hey, so we were talking about interviewing somebody, and we're like, obviously this is gonna be a phone interview because we don't want to do a podcast this week, and then next week we start out the podcast with, so we're quarantined this week, you know. Yeah, so it's going to be a phone interview.
Yes. So, elevate consciousness I have on here.
And you don't know what that's about.
I do know.
Do you?
I do know. But you know how I was reading that, what do you want to call it? That article or whatever I was reading earlier about what if, you know?
Yeah.
How many of you out there actually meditate?
Now's a good time to start.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, I don't know, Miguel's like, how do you meditate if you're praying? Like, isn't meditation supposed to be
clearing your mind?
Clearing your mind?
Trying to clear your mind of everything.
So the reason why I pray at the beginning is because there's things on my mind.
Okay.
And then once it's cleared, then I meditate. Like, that's when I go into meditation.
No, because what we were talking about is prayer is your form of meditation. I think that's what we were talking about. And I was like, well, how can I, because prayer is one thing and meditation is another thing. I thought meditation was trying to clear your mind of everything. Like, you're trying not to have any thoughts. Mm-hmm. And if a thought comes into your mind, you recognize that you're having thoughts about something and you're trying to clear it again, back to not thinking about anything. But praying, you're obviously thinking, you're going through stuff that you're praying about, right?
There's different forms of meditation too. Like, there's the guiding, I think it's guidance meditation where they're talking you through it, or there's music playing.
Yeah.
So there's different forms of meditation.
Heard of that, yeah.
You know? But in order to get to that consciousness, or I don't know, that deep mindfulness.
Yeah.
Miguel's blinking his eyes at me right now. I think that's the cure for depression, anxiety, stress, is really getting to know who you are and reaching that deep form of meditation or whatever, but really getting to know who you are. So, since we have all this time together, babe,
you're going to make me start meditating?
You. I'm going to challenge you to start, and we could do it as a family. Get the kids, you know.
Meditating?
Yes. And if we do it as a family, you know, I think that would not only help us, but it will also help the kids to become aware of their thoughts. And what?
I don't know if this is a form, but we did that float tank one time.
That was
you remember that?
So awesome. Oh, so Miguel bought me. So
for those of you that don't know what a float tank is, what a float tank is you go to this place, or I guess if you have one, but so it's kind of like a little pool, or I don't know. You get to, it's a pod that you lay in, and it has water in it, and the water is heated to pretty much your body temperature. So it's heated to your body temperature, and the pool has a lot of Epsom salt in it.
Yes.
So it makes you very buoyant. Like, you don't have to, so you float. So you get in the water, you float, and when they close the pod, it's completely black.
Yes.
It's completely black.
You're by yourself.
There's I don't know if they soundproof the room or what they do, but it's quiet to the point where you can't hear anything.
It's so amazing.
Just imagine this. You can't see anything.
And you have no clothes on.
Yeah, you're completely naked.
Yes.
I mean, well, some people, we did it naked. Some people do it with underwear or shorts or whatever. But the point of it is, you get in it, you can't see anything. The water is heated to your temperature, so you really can't feel the water.
So it feels like you're floating.
You're floating in this water. You can't hear anything. You can't see anything.
Well, you are floating.
You can't feel really anything because you're floating in the water. So you just try to remain completely still. And you just, what's up?
So Miguel bought us, it was 90, was it 90 minutes?
I think,
it was
I think ours was an hour. Yeah.
Okay. You guys, an hour being in this float tank. Okay. I kid you not. When I was in there, I felt like I was in space, like floating.
Yeah.
And I felt like my body was turning. It was just out of this world. I felt my body was turning. But
you can't feel your body.
No, the float tank. No, but I felt like I was spinning, baby. I felt like I was spinning.
But you can't feel your body.
Yes, but you can't spin in there. I mean, it's just enough room. You can't spin.
No, you're laid out in that pod.
Right.
And your hands, nothing's touching anything. You're just in the water.
Yes. But I felt like I was turning.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Dude, it is crazy because you don't feel anything. You don't see anything. So you just close your eyes and it's just wherever your mind takes you.
It takes you.
So it's like you're almost like floating through space and shit.
Weren't you seeing?
That's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah.
You know what it reminded me of? I've never actually seen it, but the Northern Lights. We saw it yesterday in the One Strange Rock that we were watching. So yeah, it's kind of like the Northern Lights where in Alaska, I think it is. Or there's certain places where you can see, I don't know, some crazy, like a crazy natural light show.
So this was for my anniversary or birthday. It was something like that. So we were supposed to go out afterwards. Like we were going to go dancing. We were going to go out or something. We were. We had no idea. So I kid you not, you guys. All of a sudden, the light turned on or something.
The music started playing.
The music. Oh, that's right. Very nice set off.
Because music plays in the beginning.
Yes.
And then it fades away.
Yes.
And then when it's over, the music starts again.
How long did you feel you were in that tank?
It felt like we were there for 10 minutes.
It was nuts. 10 minutes. And when you get out, you feel so refreshed. Like just...
Yeah, it was crazy.
You're very calm. They even give you, what was that bar? The
oxygen
bar, you know?
Yeah. You know what? Maybe we can get somebody from there.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be kind of cool.
But I would like to do that again.
Yeah. So
we'll take some mushrooms beforehand.
Oh my God. You can try it.
I'm kidding. No.
Actually,
but you know how they say that makes you trip? No, like, could you imagine tripping in that?
Obviously, I listen to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan always talks about stuff
but
like that.
he has one in his studio.
What?
A tank.
Oh.
So he said what he does is he takes a bunch of edibles, like a bunch, and then gets in the tank.
Shut up.
And then he said he just trips out. He said it's freaking insane. But this is the thing also that we've heard about it is that
are we promoting drugs right now on this podcast?
No. Anyway, listen.
You had a problem with me promoting diet pills, and I wasn't even promoting the diet pills.
Listen, everybody knows.
I could use some right about now. No.
Everybody knows what the deal is with weed and all that. It's not that serious. But but what Joe Rogan was talking about is that when you do it consistently, when you're in these float tanks, because it does take a little bit for you to realize what's happening and just kind of let go of your mind. Like because at first the music comes on and you're just laying there and you're like, oh, my face is itching. Oh, and then you're like, you scratch your face.
Right.
But the thing is that you have to let go of all that.
Let it go.
And
let it go. You better not.
And there we go. That's what I'm going to do. Dude, but what Joe Rogan was talking about is that when you've done it a bunch of times, you get good at getting in that zone. Like you can get in that zone.
It's like meditation. It's like meditating.
Babe, listen.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to fucking shut you off. So what happens is he said that like for us, we had a 60-minute thing and it probably took us 20 minutes to get in the zone. And then we were probably in and out the entire time. And then we came out and then the thing was over.
Yeah.
He was talking about how he's done it so many times that he can get in the tank and within a few minutes, his mind is just gone.
Oh yeah. All the edibles
Well, not just that, but he's done it so many times that he knows he's been in that mind state. Like he can just relax and let go of everything. You know, so the more you practice, the more you can take advantage of the experience, I guess. And we've got this, we got it from my mom. I think she's done it a couple times.
She liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really enjoyed it.
It was really cool. So it's called a float tank or a sensory deprivation tank. You guys can look it up. But you can't go to it now probably because you're in your house.
But that would be cool to have one in the house. Like when the kids, when the kid, when they're all, grown and they're out of the house, we can have a float tank.
We can make a float tank.
Ooh, can we float together?
That defeats the purpose.
Oh.
Don't come use our float tank in our house. Like, what are these?
You'll find other things floating.
Like, what are these floaty things in the water? That's so gross.
It's little pellets of soap. No.
You'd be like shaking your hand to try to get it off.
That's gross. Really bad.
Nice. Good job, babe.
Me?
Good job.
Me?
Good job. You know what? We were trying to do something serious here with the coronavirus and giving facts and shit. Now you're talking about jizz in a float tank.
We have to make, listen. We have to make people laugh. That's our job. We can make them cry.
And then we got to make them.
Wait. We can make them cry. We can, make them angry, sad. And then I will come in and make them laugh. Okay?
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. We agreed on something. Muy bueno.
But yeah, it's cool. Check it out. One quick thing that I wanted to mention is we've got a lot of people that have been supporting the podcast, new followers. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to a couple people. Tasha Garcia, she's been supporting us.
Tasha Garcia, that's my
for a while.
Girl. Yeah, I've known her for a very long time.
And she had shared one of our videos.
Yes.
Jennifer Novaks, she also has followed the podcast and she shared a video. So thank you very much. Bridget Jackson started following us on YouTube.
Bridget Jackson.
Was it one of your friends, Rhiannon?
Oh, Rihanna. Yes. Oh my gosh. Her and I go back to like freshman year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then on Instagram, we got a couple, Trevor Markanovich and Jeremy. And they came through my brother in New York. So
nice.
Everybody, welcome to the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. And I guess if you want to know more about the podcast, you guys can go to oppositesattractpod.com or you can go to oppositesattractpodcast.com and it'll take you to our website and you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. You can watch the videos there. You can listen to the podcast there. Mm-hmm. You can also listen to it on any podcast app. Make sure you guys share it with the people that you know so that the podcast can grow. And if you click on the support the show tab at the top, it'll take you to our Amazon link. Anything that you purchase through Amazon, all the toilet paper that you purchase through Amazon, you don't have to pay anymore unless they're gouging you on Amazon.
Which they can't anymore.
Which they can't. I know you told me something about that.
Yep.
I don't know.
Amazon shut them down.
Yeah. So anything that you purchase through our link doesn't cost you anymore, but it helps out the show. And then you'll also see a link to Trust Inc. And Trust Inc. is?
We are a nationwide mobile notary agency. So we do a lot of work with law firms, title companies, and individuals as well. What's really good about this right now is that if you're closing on a loan, instead of you having to go to a title office right now, they're actually using a lot of us notaries to go to the home, and we are fully prepared with everything that we need, from Lysol wipes to sanitizer, pens, individual pens. Yeah. And some of us are they're calling it a drive-by notary, where we just drop the documents off at the front. The borrowers show us their identification through the window. We take down all their information. They take the package. They signed. So, they have it now to where,
So even you guys are doing things a little differently.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's
crazy. But if you want to get a hold of Sonja for any notary services or the legal services that we provide through Legal Shield, it's pretty much like a form of legal insurance. Most of the services, consultation, document review, will preparation, all that kind of stuff is covered, and a lot of other things. If you want to know more, you can go to trustinkusa.com and you can learn more there.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Anything else, baby?
So we recently, in the last few weeks since this whole coronavirus thing kicked off, we got my investments went down like 30%. And
see, he's always here to bring us that again.
For a lot of people, that's what's happened. But one thing that we want to do is we recently got with a financial investor, and he's kind of helping us move to the next level.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. And he's helping us sort some things out. But we were just talking to him yesterday, and we're going to get him on the podcast, hopefully, to talk about, you know, the time. Because at first I was kind of thinking, and I told him this, that I don't know if right now is the time to talk about finances.
Right.
With everything that's happening right now, it's not the time to be talking. Like, we want to talk about what's actually happening with this coronavirus, with the thing. Yeah. But then at the same time, when you look at your investments and you've lost 30% in the last week, like people are not only freaking out about the virus, but they're freaking out about what's happening with their retirement.
Right.
So we figured that maybe it would be a good idea to have him on and share
whatever
a little bit.
We can do to bring you guys, you know, peace of mind by interviewing those individuals. And you're right. I mean, there are people out there a lot of people who lost a whole lot of money.
This is horrible. We talk about how we don't want to freak anybody out, and all we do is talk about all the crazy shit that's happening.
But you know what? Let me tell you something. So with us, even though like we picked a perfect time to put our portfolio in place, I mean, an additional portfolio in place, you know, it's like you hear individuals who are successful, who've done very well, talk about when people are pulling out, you pull in. Now I'm starting to talk dirty. No. When people are pulling out, you pull in. You know, when people are selling, getting rid, you know, trying to figure things out, you buy, right?
Yeah.
You know, so that was something that I was talking to him about, and I thought that it would be great to bring some light, like shed some light on the situation.
Yeah. So maybe he can help us with some information about that.
Yeah. See, but that's what makes us great, baby. Like, you know, you bring in, you know, like you're very matter of fact, and you like
to make shit up
and have fun and make them laugh. Shut up. Anyways, see, now I forgot what I was going to say, you bonehead. Holy smokes. Okay, so even though I am all fluff and love, babe, I'm going to your ass. I'm going to tell mom. I'm going to tell mom.
All right, I'm just kidding.
I won't do that anymore. My face, but my nose itches.
All right.
Anyways, you know, you can't live, you know, without, like, I'm very optimistic.
Yeah.
I'm very happy, but it is what it is right now. You can't avoid what's happening, whether it's with the finances or the coronavirus, but you can still make light of it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't want to drown yourselves in sorrow, depression, anxiety, and fear. Like, that's not going to make it's not going to make things better for you or for anyone around you. So yes, take it in.
Actually, it's going to make things worse.
Yes. So take it in, but know that we're going to be okay. Like, we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This has happened before, not at this
to this
level,
extent, but yeah.
But we're all going to be okay.
Yep.
You know, and creating a hell in your mind by making things even worse is not healthy.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true. I was just thinking about that video. I didn't get to show it to you because I can't remember who sent it to me.
So while Miguel brings you hell, I'll bring you heaven.
No, well, so in this video, it's funny because with everything that's going on, it showed like the different way people are handling quarantine in Europe. Mm-hmm. And it had this, it was like a video of Italy. So people in Italy are in their balconies of their apartments or whatever, and they're singing. They're singing from one balcony to the other balcony. People are playing instruments.
Yeah.
So it's got a video from Italy, and this lady's just like, whoa, sing, you know, she's just belting out this song, and she's doing great.
She's doing great.
She's doing great. And then there's it cuts to a video from Spain of how people in Spain are handling this. And it's got a guy on a balcony, he's playing the piano and he's singing and people are clapping and, you know, singing along and all that. And then it cuts to somebody in the UK and they're on their balcony and the guy's like, da, 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 and he's singing a song. And as soon as he stops, all you hear is from downstairs somewhere, shut the fuck up.
Oh my like, God.
It's so freaking funny.
That is funny. And on that note, Until next time.
Hey, what the hell? You can't do that.
Says who? I am the co-host. If I feel it, the time is up, then the time and your time is up.
Damn. All right. So anyway, I guess we're done here for this week.
Love you guys.
We love you guys. Thank you guys for listening.
Appreciate
Make sure you guys keep a lookout if we get those interviews before the next podcast.
Yes.
We'll make sure we put them out on Facebook, on YouTube,
and if you know
Instagram.
of someone and
yes,
you want to help us out, just inbox us.
Yeah, send us an inbox. Send us a message however you can, because the goal is to spread the information to people that listen to this, and we want confirmed cases. That way, we're not like, hey, so and so's got the sniffles, and this is what they felt.
Yeah, no. So if you guys have questions or would like to leave us a message, we would love to hear from you guys. So I am going to give you our phone number.
Yes. One way that you can reach us, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can send us a message however you can. Everything is at Opposite Pod. You can send us an email at oppositepod@gmail.com. We'll get
I thought it's oppositepod@gmail.com.
That's what I said. Oppositepod@gmail.com.
That's what I said.
You can also send it through our website, oppositesattractpod.com or oppositesattractpodcast.com.
Yes.
Or you can call us and leave us a voicemail.
At 480-912-5128. Again, that's 480-912-5128.
So anyway, we've come to the end of the podcast now that I've said. And thank you guys for listening. Make sure you guys stay safe out there. It's fucking crazy times. Insane. But we'll get through it.
Be there for each other.
Keep calm. Keep calm.
From a distance.
Yes. Come together from a distance.
Yes.
And make sure you watch where you're getting your information.
Yes.
Definitely
and
don't listen to social media.
And wash your ass.
This is the longest end of a podcast we've ever had. Anyway, guys, we will talk to you guys next time.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.